All right, here we go. Ivan, next installment. We are going to start on 223 today. So I'm going to flip back, and automatically I see Mad Human on 222. And I remember what that is about. Um, some crazy stuff going on, guys. We started that last chapter on 209, or that last section. It was about puzzle pieces, is what it says. So to me, that reminds me, I'm in the picture. Ivan showed Julia and George all of his paintings he's been making. Um, yeah, huge, right? They ignored him at first, didn't know what it was, and then Julia's like, "Wait, what is this? Is this a letter?" And they realized it was a picture of Ruby with the word "home" written on it, and a very important symbol. Am I remember what the symbol was? It was like a red giraffe. If you remember, you're right. It is the zoo symbol. He saw it from a commercial. He put that on there too. So George is convinced by Julia to do what with all those pictures? Yeah, hanging on the billboard. So Mac pulls in and stares at it for a long time, and that's where we're at. So here we go on 222. Let's see what happens. Okay. Mad human. A mad gorilla is loud, but a mad human can be loud too. Especially when he is throwing chairs and turning over tables and breaking the cotton candy machine. So Mac's not very happy. Phone call. Mac is kicking a trash can across the food court when the phone rings. He answers it, red-faced and sweating. "What the?" he demands. He glares at me. "I don't know what you're..." He starts to say, but then he stops to listen. "Who? Julia who?" he asked. "Oh, sure, George's kid. Yeah, she's the one who called you." More talking. With the phone to his ear, Matt comes closer to my cage, eyeing me suspiciously. Yeah, he says. "He paints, sure. We've been selling his art for quite a while now." There's a long pause. "Yeah, absolutely. It was my idea." Mac nods. A smile starts at the corner of his mouth. "Photos? No problem. You want to see him in action? Come on down and have a look. We're open 365 days a year. Can't miss us. We're right off of I-95. Mac picks up the overturned trash can. "Yeah, I think you'll be adding more pictures. It's, what do you call it? A work in progress." When the call is done, Mac shakes his head. "Impossible," he says. An hour later, a man with a camera comes to take my picture. He is from the local paper, the one Julia called. "How about you take one with me and the elephant?" Max suggests. He drapes his arm around Ruby's back, grinning as the camera clicks. "Perfect," the man says. "Perfect," Mac agrees. And first look at Mac. That is not what I expected Mac to look like. And look at Ruby. Honestly, look at Ruby. She look happy to you? Page 225. Here we go. A star again. A photo of my billboard is in the newspaper. Mac tapes the story onto my window. Each day, more curious people arrive. They park in front of the billboard. They point and shake their heads. They take photos. Then they come into the mall and buy my paintings. While visitors watch, I dip my hands in fresh buckets of paint. I make pictures for the gift shop and pictures to add to my billboard. Trees with birds, a newborn elephant with glittering black eyes, a squirrel, a bluebird, a worm. I even paint Bob so he can be on the billboard too. I can tell he likes the picture, although he says I didn't quite capture his distinguished nose. Every afternoon, Mac and George add to my new pictures to the billboard. People slow their cars while they work. Drivers honk and wave. My gift shop pictures now cost $65 with frame. All right, so he's definitely bringing more business in, right? Newspapers come in, people are stopping, honking. Prices went up for his paintings. I'm sure that made Mac happy, even though Mac was mad at first. So, all right, let's see. But here's the question in the back of your head should be, is this going to help? He said he's going to save Ruby, so he's going to save her by painting? We'll see. The Ape Artist. I have new names. People call me the Ape Artist. The Primate Picasso. I have visitors from morning till night. And so does Ruby. But nothing's changed for her. Every day at 2, 4, and 7, Ruby plods through the sawdust with Snickers on her back. Every night she has bad dreams. Bob, I say after I've soothed Ruby to sleep with the story, my idea isn't working. Bob opens one eye. Be patient. I'm tired of being patient, I say. Well, that's huge, right? Been pretty patient and kind and for years and years and years and years. Definitely changing, right? Interview. This evening, a man and a woman come to interview Mac and also George and Julia. The man has a large and heavy camera perched on his shoulder. He films me as I make my pictures. He films Ruby in her cage, with her foot roped to the bolt in the floor. Mind if I take a look around? He asks. Mac waves his hand. Be my guest. While Mac and the woman talk, the cameraman walks through the mall. He pans his camera right and left, up and down. When his eyes fall on the claw stick, he stops. He trains his camera on the gleaming blade. Then he moves on. The early news. Mac turns on the TV. We are on the early news at 5 o'clock. Bob says, don't let it get to my head. There we all are. Mac, Ruby, me, George, and Julia. The billboard, the mall, the ring, and the claw stick. Predictions on that, huh? Can you be happy to see that? Sad to see that? They're on the news now, guys. It's on the news, all right? Everybody watches the news. Signs on sticks. In the morning, several people gather in the parking lot. They're carrying signs on sticks. The signs have words and pictures on them. One has a drawing of a gorilla cradling a baby elephant. I wish I could read. Protesters. More people with signs come today. They want Ruby to be free. Some of them even want Mac to shut down the mall. Look at all those signs, right? Free Ruby, Ivan and Ruby. Animals need love. We love animals. Oh, Ruby. Elephants are people too. Those are all those signs people are carrying. So I guess the news hit it with some people, right? In the evening, George and Mac tell about them. Mac says they're protesting the wrong guy. He says they're going to ruin everything. He says, thanks for nothing, George. Mac stomps off. George, holding his mop, watches him leave. He rubs his eyes. He looks worried. Dad, Julia says, looking up from her homework. You know what my favorite sign was? George asked. Which one? The one that said, elephants are people too. George gives her a tired smile. He goes back to work. His mop moves across the empty food court like a giant brush, painting a picture no one will ever see. Which sign's your favorite? No, I like that one too, actually. Check marks. A tall man with a clipboard and pencil come to visit. He says he is here to inspect the property. He does not say much more, but he makes many check marks on his paper. He looks at my floor. Check. He examines Ruby's hay. Check. He eyes our water bowls. Check. Mac watches him, scowling. Bob is outside, hiding near the dumpster. He does not want to be a checkmark. Who do you think that is? A man with a clipboard. Free Ruby. Every day there are more protesters and cameras with bright lights. Sometimes the people carrying signs shout, "Free Ruby! Free Ruby!" Ivan? Ruby asks. Why are those people yelling my name? Are they mad at me? They're mad, I say, but not at you. A week later, the inspecting man comes back with a friend, a woman with smart, dark eyes like my mother's. She has on a white coat and she smells like lobelia blossoms. Her hair is thick and brown, the color of a rotten branch teeming with luscious ants. She watches me for a long time. Then she watches Ruby. She talks to the man. They both talk to Mac. The man gives Mac a sheet of paper. Mac covers his face. He goes to the office and slams the door. Guys, it's all going down. Mac went from very mad to see the sign to then very happy with all the new selling and art he was able to sell of Ivan's and more people. And then the news that showed the claw stick, and now protesters, and now somebody with a check mark or a clipboard making check marks. And now he's back in his office and slammed the door. So we are going to stop there. And I kind of want to know your side of this. Do you think they should be in there? Do you think they not should be in there? What would your sign say if you protested? All right. So some stuff to think about. I know we're going to stop there. I know it's a crazy spot to stop to see what's going to happen next, but we'll get to it later. All right. Check for activities, and I will see you next time.